All right, what we're doing here is we're working with some radical equations. And what we're going to do is decide if there is a solution or if there is not a solution. So if there is a solution, we'll enter a value. If there's not a solution, we'll enter NS. So let's go ahead and crank through this first one. You'll notice that these two are very similar. So first thing I'll do is I'll just rewrite it so I have some workspace. 4x plus 4 is the square root. Then I've got minus 8 equals 4. I begin using inverse operations, and I get the square root of 4x plus 4 is equal to 12. I go ahead and square both sides, and I end up with 4x plus 4 is equal to 144. I subtract 4, and I get 140. This is now 0, so 4x equals 140. I divide by 4, and I end up with x equals, 4 goes into 14 3 times. There are 2 left over. It goes into 25 times, 35. So this is going to be 35. In the second equation, I subtract 8. When I subtract 8, I end up with the square root of 4x plus 4 is equal to negative 4. Can a square root equal a negative number? No, that's impossible. There is no solution. If it turns out that your square root equals a negative number, there is no possible solution there, because you cannot take two numbers, identical numbers, and multiply them and get a negative. You cannot take negative 2 times negative 2 and get negative 4. It becomes a positive 4 because of the two negatives. There are no two numbers that are identical that can give you a negative number, so there's no solution. Super important. That's how you get the no solution. If you go ahead and you just square this stuff and you're like, oh, I'll just keep going, then you'll get an answer and it'll be wrong, okay? It's called an extraneous solution. We'll hit that in another lesson. But what you need to understand right now is that if you end up with a negative here, it is no solution. Good luck.